Hello, and welcome to the AI Revenue webinar. Today, we're going to be covering a live session on how to use AI to increase and improve the visibility and the reach of your content. If you are a content creator, you are an AI content user, if you are anything to do with an online business owner and you're looking to really scale and leverage your current reach, and this is going to be an absolutely perfect webinar for you. So I'm super excited to be with you today to present on this session, and let me let you know what we have to cover, right? So number one, what we have to cover is a very topical subject, right? Because if you are creating content online, you want that content to really reach and you want that content to really work, right? So today, in this session, we're going to be covering what I specifically am using and how I am creating that content with AI and how I am essentially creating revenue and clients from doing this. So again, these are all practices that I'm applying in my own right, in my own business and strategy. So everything I'm teaching you today is from that. Now, the first thing I want to share as we get started is this is a viral revenue strategy. So what's the difference between this strategy and any other strategy? Well, this is about creating content which essentially gets you visibility and reach, and then taking that content and essentially creating from that content additional reach and exposure for your brand. So why this is so effective is essentially because I estimate, as with many sales leads, right, you have a limited window of opportunity to cultivate and develop those leads. So that is what this content and today's session is going to essentially help you to discover how you can reliably convert and gain reach on a number of your content pieces, right? And how this could change things for you. If you're creating reels, if you're creating posts, and you're currently not getting the views that you really desire on those, let's say you're getting 20, 100, several hundred views. Again, the algorithm tends to push your content based on key factors, right? The relevance of that content, if it's trending. There's a number of key things. But today, I'm going to teach you my Viral 6 framework, which is going to help you to really amplify your message. So this is my promise to you that if you stay today or if you watch this session now on catch up, you will be able to create at least one single piece of AI, either entirely generated or partly generated content. So what I mean by that is using AI editing, AI captions, and some of the amazing AI features that are now available to content creators. So again, this is for you, or maybe it's even AI video clips and footage created with AI based video, right? So it's all over to you in terms of how you want to create that content, how you currently today are making that content. But here is the most important thing, that many live sessions are just promising to, give you that key secret, which again is going to unlock everything. Today, if you join and stay and apply what I'm teaching and sharing with you, you will be able to create content that people watch, that gets seen, that gets thousands or even hundreds of thousands of views, right? It will help you to build your authority by doing that. And like I say, I want to help you to have a specific sales funnel and approach for 6 days of on the back of that viral visibility and views. And many people dream of going viral in terms of the millions. In this session, I'm specifically helping you to think and focus on going viral for several, at least 100,000, tens of thousands, 100,000 views. So the aim of the session is to help you to unpack and understand how you can convert and create revenue linked to your content, right? So here's why most AI content, I believe, can fail. AI content can fail because, again, it's not necessarily linked to any strategy, right? If it's just AI content, if it's just a generation using an AI output, it's not necessarily going to get the important visibility that it deserves, right? So here's the difference. This is all about strategy. And here's what I believe is the real content journey, right? You want attention. You want to be building trust. Step two, right? You want to, thirdly, be creating buyer certainty. You want your buyers to becoming more confident with working with you and choosing your brand and business through your visibility of your content on social media. Number four is the conversations. You want to open that dialogue and have that clear dialogue. And then number five, you want to close the sale. Okay, so these are the key steps. One, attention. Two, trust. Three, buyer certainty. Four, conversations. Five, revenue. And if you're joining this session, I'm just going to put in the chat as well the resource which goes with this actual session, right? Because I want you to have the actual content so that I made this amazing planner, right? Me and my team created this really fantastic planner so that you can actually, so I'm just going to share this as a link for this webinar, right? So this is your resource and this is your AI content planner, right? And this is like your AI content. I'm only going to share this to those joining live as well. I'm going to share a abbreviated copy, and that's because for those who are showing up live, right, they get rewarded in my view, right? If you're joining live, you get all the extra kind of insight. So well done if you are joining live, well done for showing up, and well done for taking interest, right, in your growth and your development. So let's keep going. So I'm just going to, for those who are online as well, I'm going to pop this in the chat so that you have access to the resources, right? So that is the AI Planner workbook. So open up your workbook and we will go into this in a few moments time, right? But for now, we're talking about what is your buyer's content journey, right? When they first start. And in my view, why content doesn't convert today is because creators are publishing tips, the odd tip, the odd AI tool, one AI tool, two AI tools, some quotes, trends, motivation. There's a lot of, right? There's a lot of different content that any creator might be creating. And very little of this content might be moving people towards an actual buying decision with them, right? And that's because it's mainly top of funnel. It's generating awareness. And many creators are creating a lot of awareness content. They're not creating so much content in terms of that mid and that bottom of funnel, right? So that's important to think. This is why content might not be converting, right? Because we need to tell people what we're doing, invite them to work with us. And revenue content, in my view, what I'd like to call conversion content, will move someone closer to the sale and to becoming a customer of yours if it's done in the right way, if it's working. Okay, so it's creating awareness, it's creating belief, it's creating trust as well, so that people can trust what you're doing, how you're creating impact. And number four, action, right? It's making them take a next step, which is super important. So now I'm going to introduce you to, this is my specific viral framework. Now, this is the most crucial aspect of this live and what I'm teaching you today and sharing with you, right? This is my specific strategy to go viral. So this is my Viral 6 framework, right? So if you're taking notes, make sure you write this down. And if you're listening in and thinking about this, just listen with me. So number one is visual and verbal hook, right? You need to create that initial stopping point. Why are people going to stop scrolling? How are you going to interrupt their attention and pattern? So that's V of the viral. And then the I is identity content. This is showing your followers and those seeing your content who you are and who you help, right? So you need some identity in your content so that they get to know why you're different, why you're you, why you're authentic as a brand and a business owner. And again, this is based on my strategy. Number three, R for viral, right? The R for viral is relevant trends. You want, if possible, to borrow attention from content that is performing really well and to take that and leverage it to further build your authority. Okay, so that's super important. A is authority teaching, right? So you want to teach things in your content to a certain extent. You want to have some teaching in your content, and that's your authority teaching aspect. That's creating your authority and your brand authority. L is for lead calls to action, right? There need to be clear calls to action in your content so that your audience knows what's the simple and easiest next step that they can take from consuming or interacting with your content. And 6 comes from 6 days of revenue content. I believe that if you can go viral, whether it's 10,000, 100,000, up to 100,000 views or even more, right? Maybe it's several 100,000 views or even 1 million if you do incredibly well, right? So that's then your window of time to really convert, and through your CTA, through your comment with a certain keyword, that's the time when you're going to be engaging in the DMs with your leads, and you're going to be cultivating and growing your list of clients and potential clients. And you're also going to be starting to give them an offer, right? You're going to be inviting them to learn more about what you do and work with you. So it's crucial that it's 6 days, because again, beyond that point, right, many leads will have forgotten. They will have forgotten that they've seen your content, forgotten that they've interacted. So here's the thing, your audience is going to decide virtually immediately whether they will stop the scroll. And if they do that, the hook is going to be crucial. That's going to be the key moment. And you could risk losing viewers if you do not capture attention soon enough. So have you ever looked at the analysis and the insights on your reels and found that you have got just a few seconds of views on your content? So again, the strength of your visual and verbal hook is going to determine whether your viewers stay and stick with your content specifically. So super important for the V of viral. And what we're doing is we're recapping on my Viral 6 framework so that you can note this down and so that you can create viral results, right? So the I is within your content. You need some identity, some of your identity in that content, because people buy with people they identify with. So again, this is identity content that builds the human connection that you have between your buyer, right? And you might be leveraging AI to do that, AI video. You might be leveraging AI in terms of your script or some aspects of your content creation, right? But you need that all important identity content. And so, hi to those who are joining and hopping on. If you're joining and hopping on, make sure that you access the AI content planner, which is in the comments on your screen, right? So you want that identity content. Again, you want to show who your content is for clearly and to make your audience self-select your content, right? You want it to be very clear who your content is for. This is about relevant trends, right? So you don't want to chase every single trend and you don't want to jump on every single trend, right? You don't want to dilute your authority, right? Or confuse your audience, right? You want them to be very, very clear in terms of who your content can help and why it's relevant. Why is it relevant to now? Why might they be seeing it, right? You want to let them know. Who here has had content pop up on their social media feed and they felt like, actually, why am I seeing this? Why am I seeing this content again? And maybe they've said, like, I want to see less of this piece of content, right? So again, it's really important that you imagine that your viewer might be seeing your content and you want them to quickly know why this is relevant to a specific audience who might be seeing it. So you've got to tell them it's for them, right? Tell them it's for them and tell them who it's for, or let them know right in your text hook. But that's really important in terms of the relevance. And then the trend. If there is a trend that your content links to, why that's going to be important is because the algorithm is then going to push your content even more, right? So the algorithm is going to encourage people to watch your content because the algorithm is constantly looking for fresh content, fresh trending content, which is getting views because they want to encourage more people, right, to stay on their platform for longer. Next is A for authority teaching, right? So have you earned an authority in your social media content through providing value? That could be through teaching one thing. It could be through delivering some kind of expert perspective. It could be interviewing someone if you have a podcast. There's a many different ways, right, that you can deliver some form of authority teaching. Next, you want to create clarity. Okay, you want to challenge the assumptions that people have, and you want to help people to understand something that they didn't understand before in your content, right? So if you're doing this well, and hi to those who are joining, make sure you check out the resource planner, which is in the comments of this reel, right? You can see the AI content planner, you can download that. So this is going to help you to create your own viral worthy content. So next, okay, you want to lead, like I said, with your call to action. So you want to have this call to action in your content, which is going to be strong, which is going to be simple, which is going to encourage your lead to do one specific thing. So whether it's a comment, a download, a DM, booking something in, you want to make sure that people are taking that next step with you, right? So make it very, very clear. So this is where I said that you have this 6-day runway, right? So maybe you've created a reel, and then maybe you can also recreate and repurpose your content in the 6 days once someone is seeing your content. So day 2, you might do a carousel based on that reel. Then you might do an Instagram story. You might do an email to your mailing list. You might do a LinkedIn post related to your viral content. And then you might do day 6, a live session to maximize, again, the viral views that you're getting at when your content is really, taking off. That's important as well, right? So now I'm going to share with you a quick demo and demonstration. So if you are on YouTube, if you're seeing this on YouTube, if you're seeing this on Instagram, it might not be possible for me to simultaneously demo this live, but I can give this an absolute go, right? So the first thing I'm going to demo for you is, so what is one idea, right, that you want to create your content from? Maybe you've got an idea which is a reel, maybe it's a story series, right? Maybe it's a LinkedIn post, maybe it's a carousel, it's an email, it's a live session. The first thing you want to start doing is you want to understand what content is trending in your niche, right? What is the relevant trending content? And you want to understand and look for that content and what content is performing the best. So, to give you a tiny demo of how this would work, right? I might search on my Instagram profile. So, right now, let me see if I can just bring up my Instagram profile for those who are watching online, and I will just give me a second and I will see if I can do this. Let me see. Right, so 2 seconds. So I'm just going to share my entire screen, right? So apologies if this looks slightly messy, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my Instagram, okay, and I'm going to look for trending content, right? So I'm going to go to my Instagram and I'm going to start off. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look for trending content, which is in my niche. So let's say my niche is I am a video AI video creator, right? Video. Then I'm going to start with what content is viral. So one way I can do that is just to do this search in my search bar on social media, right? So I can search for that and it can show me what is trending. So I might say like AI video and see what it pulls up, right? So this is just how you can get started, right, initially. And you can also see big AI related accounts in your niche, and you can quickly have a quick look and think about, right, what is performing well on so this, for example, I'm sharing on my screen a account with 72,000 followers, right? So maybe I'm just looking for the most trending in terms of views of their content. So I may be looking for something which is going to be 200,000 to over 1 million views. So if I have a quick look, I can see, for example, that this is a trending piece of content. Why is it a trending piece of content? Because it's linked to football. It's linked to the World Cup, right? It's showing a trending topic. Okay, so that is what this channel is doing, right? They've picked up a trend, the World Cup, and they have essentially created content related to that. So if I go to the 1.3 million, right, then maybe what I want to do is I just want to I want to save that reel, right, in a folder. And then, if like me, so I've got a viral folder, right? And maybe I just want to also just copy the link, right? So I can also do that as well, right? And maybe I want to follow the account as well. So I'm going to show you how you can do this. I don't think I can share my screen for those who are online. I'm just having a quick look if I can possibly share my screen. Oh, okay, amazing. Yes, I can share my screen. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and I'm going to try to, for those who are watching online, I'm going to show you something else, right? So I want to show you something that you might want to try to look at viral content, right? So here's what I'm going to share. So I'm going to share my screen, and 2 seconds for those who are online. I On the main screen, I will just be 2 seconds. So, okay, it doesn't look like I can actually share my whole screen. So yeah, apologies, I cannot do that. But I can put in the chat the, okay, so I'm putting the name of an app called Blow Up, right? So this is an amazing app that you can leverage for looking what content is going viral. Okay. So the next thing that I'm going to do, so now I've found some viral content. In fact, I can see that this page online, right? This page online has a huge number of viral posts, right? So maybe now what I want to do is I want to analyze why this is going so viral, right? So I want to understand like what is creating this viral content, right? So maybe I just want to go to I want to go to something to analyze my viral, right? So my viral video content. Okay, so if I want to do that, I'm just going to touch on this, right? So I want to understand how can I personally go from this number of views to the number of views that I want, right? So one example of this would be the app, which is called, right, it's called Blow Up. So this is an app that you can leverage and use. Right, so if I want to find this, you can see it here on my screen. It's called Blow Up, right? So the Blow Up app, of which I'm just showing I can show this to you here on Google Play as well, right? For those who can see on the screen. So here's what this does, right? So this can analyze your TikTok account. It can give you insights in terms of virality of your content. And it can give you AI ideas for your niche, help with scripts, right? So this is helpful. It is a paid app, right? It is a paid app. But what you can also do is you can right, which is very, very cool. You can actually analyze a piece of content. So here's what I'm going to do with this, right? And here we are back. Okay, so for everyone who was watching that demo, right? Now, what I've just been trying to share with you is you can essentially leverage an AI app or tool. There are a variety of these AI apps or tools which can help to analyze your app, analyze your piece of content and tell you why it is viral. You can also use the Claude app as well, right? Let's say that you want to use Claude. You can even use the Claude app and you can get some ideas about a viral piece of content. But just remember that some of the LLMs can't actually access your Instagram. They can't access Instagram. They can, some can and some can't, right? So another key strategy that we're going to look at, we will touch on in a moment. But for right now, I just want to come back to your viral content planner and what this is. So I'm going to share this on my screen. Right, so this is to accompany today's session. So for those of you who are looking for more of a process and something more simple around creating and leveraging AI to create content, right? The first thing I want you to do is set your monthly revenue direction and build at least one weekly social media campaign. And then to look at, right, so this is the revenue. And this is the audience and offer clarity. So you'll need to have, in order to create your viral content, you'll need to know who is your buyer, what are they struggling with. So simple kind of, key questions on your buyer. What is the real problem they're trying to solve? What's the outcome they want? And what does your offer help them to achieve? And that you're going to put into this process. Then you want to understand what do they currently believe and what do they need to believe, right? And if you need to, you can essentially consult whether it's ChatGPT, Claude, any of your favorite LLMs, Grok, to understand, some ideas. Could be Manus as well. So once you do that, right, here's why I'm inviting you to think about this, because you're looking to create more buyer certainty. And in order to do that, you need to essentially understand more about your buyer. So then you're looking to create a little bit of a 1 month monthly content map. So you want to have your main topic, your core reel, and then a CTA. So all of this you can use and put into your favorite ChatGPT or Claude and get some ideas, but you're looking for your core linked to your specific audience and buyer, right? You want to have a main topic on why should your buyer change, and then you want to have a core reel which is linked to that, or several pieces of content. Then you want to have linked to why now. You want to have a main subtopic. So this is your content pillars, and this differs to some other available content, because I have seen a lot of people saying just select your content pillars and make content pillars, right? But none of it is linked to the actual buyer stage and cycle. That's the difference of this. It's helping you to answer and address these questions in your content and make it really specific and strategic. So we've covered this framework. Again, you can have your weekly objective. Then you want to build your reel, right? So you want to have your core reel builder and your content plan. So number one, for your reel, you then want linked to creating attention for your specific, right, your specific buyer. You want to have a reel to create attention, a carousel creating education, stories that create interaction, emails that build trust. So for each stage, you can plan a hook and a CTA, and you can leverage AI to help you to create and get feedback on the hooks that you create, on the CTAs that you create. And so I am giving you in today's book. So if you're joining online, and hi to those joining online, you can get my AI content planner for free on this live. After this session, it is going to be a paid piece of content. So make sure that you download the content from the link. And okay, so let's now go back to, all importantly, so if you're watching this on Instagram, again, I have created this workbook for you, and literally what we're doing is just going to how you can use this to apply, create more habits, right? So I've got a daily execution checklist for you. Is my hook clear? Is my buyer identifiable? What's the specific CTA? And then after publishing, you want to have your strategy for what are you going to reply to comments around your offer and your lead magnet. And then you want to have your specific, you want to be tracking how you're going to track that. What platform are you going to use? Are you going to use, a specific social media platform? This is important, right? You want to have an asset, which is your content. You want to think about your reach, the saves, the comments that you're getting on your specific content, right? The DMs and the interest in your lead magnet, the calls, the revenue, all those things, right? So you want to have that. And then you want to try to optimize once you start to apply this. So the final page is just about once you have a system and once things are working, you want to then look back and think, well, how can I improve this and what's performing well? So I recommend that you plan your monthly revenue direction based on your content, and you have strategic and specific campaigns which help your leads to, when they see your content performing well, to discover why they should work with you, to have a clear path and funnel to do this, right? So that's really what we're looking to achieve. So now I've just given a quick demonstration of the workbook, and now I'm going to just quickly cover off some of the biggest mistakes that people make, right? Some people are thinking, what AI tool should I use? And then not asking, what buyer belief am I trying to change with my viral content? I just viral content for its own sake, I don't believe is effective. I don't believe it is going to build your brand in the same way. That's why it's important, right, that you have a sense of what's the buyer belief at each stage. I want to help you to build buyer certainty. Like I said, that's a sales thing. And this is about why should your lead and your audience change? Why now? Why you? Why trust you and work with you as an authority? And then why act soon? Why act today? Right. So now for those on YouTube or watching on Instagram, you should be able to see my buyer certainty pathways. And what these are, right, is again, these are the pathways to building buyer certainty, which is the crucial thing you're looking to achieve. So the overall result is more buyer certainty because that will increase and improve your conversions and your clients and your revenue, right? So there's a knock-on impact. But how do you do that? You do this through the Viral 6 plan. That is how I'm recommending you specifically activate this process. And what this is linked to on the higher step, right, is an AI revenue engine. Because your AI powered content, where you have aspects of your content with AI, enhanced by AI, where you're maybe brainstorming with AI, this is how you get a more cohesive system to create more content, getting strategic ideas, right? Multi-platform, repurposed content. Again, there's some great AI tools to help you to do that. Then creating those answers on why change, having qualified conversation, having consistent sales revenue, right? So all of these things, because every single business needs a great engine of content, and I would argue sales and content and marketing, right? So most businesses just create content slightly randomly, maybe based on what they're doing or based on what they specifically want to focus on. So again, they're not necessarily focusing on what their audience wants to focus on. They're focusing on what they are finding, doing day to day, week to week kind of content, right? This can create random results. I'm recommending that through an AI and viral content strategy, your content can work differently, right? I want to help you to be more specific, strategic, and systematic about the content that you run and create. I want to help you ultimately to build your AI revenue engine, knowing who is your ideal buyer, serving that buyer through your content, creating content which addresses the expensive problem that they want solved, the belief that they really will need to change in order to create that success or that result that you believe they need to take. Then the action, right? The action step they need to take following their awareness on their need to change. And then how will you then repurpose this content so that you get more reach and visibility from that? The biggest shift that I believe you might need to make, and many creators need to make, is it's not just more content or some content or any content, right? Creating revenue. It's successful business owners and online business owners understand that better strategy creates better buyers, better buyer certainty definitely creates more clients and customers. So today in this session, I've introduced you to the AI Viral Revenue 6 framework that I use to create viral content. I've given a very short demo in terms of how you can start to consider viral content. I have, in fact, created my own AI viral content analyzer, and I would love to share with you for those who are watching, whether it's on catch up or live on YouTube or on Instagram, right? I will pop in the chat my AI viral content analyzer where you can just paste in a link for free and then you can put in your email address, right, and get feedback on your reel and its viral potential and what you might need to work on. So the planner is there to help you to create systems and more of a framework and a structure. But this is about helping you to create everything that you need in one place, right? So I have built a more extensive AI viral revenue planner, and that is going to involve not just the weekly and monthly planner, it's going to involve your AI revenue engine blueprint, the AI prompt vault, which is top AI prompts to help you to create scripts, create CTAs, and help you to create better hooks, which is crucial as I covered at the start of this session. Then it's going to help you around creating more buyer certainty as well. It includes things like a CTA library of CTA calls to action that you can use, 100 viral hook templates, and a content performance tracker as well. So I've created for you not just the AI revenue planner, and hi to those joining live. Make sure you download for joining live. Thank you so much for joining. You can download your free AI content planner as part of this live session. After this session, it will be a paid offer, which is linked to this live session. So again, to give you a sense of what is involved in terms of the actual AI Viral 6 and revenue offer, you can build a strategic piece of content which will generate 6 days of essentially free attention and views for your business. You then need to work on converting and building rapport with the leads that you get, right? So you want to create this via the hooks, the power of the hooks. So that's how you're going to create your viral content, by hooks, by looking at what's trending online and by recreating that content for your niche. And then I want to help you to choose monthly themes, right? Weekly content, and to really get strategic. But just imagine, right? I'm going to leave you with this thought. Where could you be in the next 90 days if you consistently created more strategic and content which aligned with what your ideal buyer is looking for to help to build buyer certainty, help to build more visibility for your brand and your business on social media? Imagine if you were getting thousands, 10,000 plus views on your content, and imagine the free, essentially marketing, organic marketing that can give you linked to your offer, your business, your brand. So that's what I want to help you to do. I want to help you to have higher quality leads, to have more views and more more interest in what you do through your content. And if you look at my social media pages, whether it's my Camilla Awesome 18 Sales or it's my main page at Camilla Haisler, you can see that I have created some certain pieces of very viral trending content that have literally over 100,000 views. So like I say, I've applied this specific strategy I've been sharing with you today, aspects of this, my Viral 6 framework, and that's how I've seen results and success. So I've tried and tested this. I know it's working. It's working for me, right? And I want to help you to apply the same thing. So, like I said, this links to the AI viral revenue engine, which is where you creating more visibility for your brand via social media and your reels, your posts is about building authority and trust in your brand. It's about increasing buyer certainty that you deliver a result and a specific offering, which is of interest and relevance to your buyer. And then it's about inviting more decisions based on that, right? You're then inviting people to work with you and learn more. So I want to thank you so much for joining today's session, whether you're joining on catch up or you're joining live. If you want to learn more, okay, about my AI viral content planner and the AI viral, right? All of the amazing aspects of that offer, right? If you are interested to learn more, then you can simply put in the comments viral and I will send you the offer. I can also jump on a quick call with you as well to talk you through. So thank you so much for joining this session. If you're watching on catch up, make sure that you join the next one live so that you can get the free content planner and resources, which I've shared today with those who have jumped on and joined the session live. I always like to reward those who do take extra action. Make sure you take action with your content. Again, your content is crucial and your next step really matters. So if you want to leverage the amazing trend and capability that is available to you now, thanks to AI, low cost tools, and LLMs, then make sure that you reach out to me and make sure that you share this with one person who needs their content to be performing better so that they can build their brand and business online. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on another live. Thanks.